So we're finally relaxing at Hotel Utpala Resort.
It's so nice to be able to drink a cup of black tea. Actually, today was such a
Eventful
day, mind-blowing, beautiful,
And harsh.
unreal, but harsh, definitely harsh. We did not get to eat or drink
Most of
as
the
we are used to, and it was frankly quite challenging. It was like being on Mars with the lack of amenities in Mars, right?
And the road.
It is, yes, the road. It's definitely memorable. We'll remember this for a long time. I think when we planned to get up early in the morning, and I think I woke up at 4.
Yeah.
Right, I woke up at 4.
We left quite early.
And I managed to wake you up. You just jumped out of bed, and we
were able to achieve leaving by 4:30.
We left at 4:30. In just half an hour, we left, and we had asked people how long it'll take, and we heard that it takes from 8 to 12 hours. The road is open both ways, 24 hours. So we thought if we leave at 4:30.
We thought it would be a relaxing drive, reach at 4.
Reach by lunchtime or something, and just super relaxed. That's what we thought.
Wrong.
But expect the unexpected. It was such a surprise. We kept on driving
at 6:10.
6:10
we were stopped.
We were stopped by a queue, and we were told that this is the check post queue. I thought, okay, maybe 5 minutes when they write in the register.
It's good only we get to organize things.
It was a darcha.
And get ready.
It was a darcha, which is where the road starts to lay, and there is no network signal after that. So it's kind of a point, and the Lahore Spiti police have control over that. So they will decide whether they allow anybody to go beyond that point or not go beyond that point, based on their criteria, safety,
agenda,
other things. Yeah, right. So 6:10 we reached there, and then we are waiting. One
high point though during this process was seeing the mouse.
Yeah, there was this cute mouse.
And he was just enjoying the heat coming from the generator of the car.
Yeah, it is a cute mouse running around near the wipers of the car, our car, as if it's his house.
It's home.
And it looked like Ratatouille. It was cute.
Continue. When did we leave?
So we waited there. It took a long time, and so we left after 9. I think 9:15 or 20, something.
A good 3 hours we spent.
A good 3 hours we essentially lost unproductively at that time, and so I got tense. Like, okay, I don't want to be driving at night in this route for 2 reasons. One is I think some of this. It's dangerous, and also what's the point?
You don't have to enjoy the scenery around you. Why
what's
are you
the
going
point? Why would
to not see anything?
Drive by road if you're not seeing that? So I had pressure. I wanted to be able to complete the route on time. But as we went through, it got more and more surprising, even though I had done some research and so on. What was the first thing? I think after we left...
the first thing was being on level with the glaciers.
Yeah, so I think we reached this Baralachla point. We didn't stop there at all.
No. We wanted to acclimatize and see these things when we come back, so we don't get altitude sickness right away.
Yeah. So this time, we wanted to minimize our time in the high points, and this is a very, very high altitude. So we wanted to just keep driving and get through. So we didn't stop at Baralachla, and we moved ahead. A lot of people were stopping, and we just moved ahead. And then the roads were actually pretty bad. the glacier melts and the water is continuously crossing the road, and the road becomes slippery. The road becomes uneven because wet soil gets damaged by the tires,
The road softens.
and it is quite bumpy. Thank God we are used to bumpy roads in Bangalore.
Potholes.
It did a fair job. It is like, okay, that doesn't bother me much. We made good progress.
Our ascent was.
Yeah, so from Baralachla then we kind of descended.
The polarized sunglasses were so good. They helped us adjust to the scenery.
Yeah, the sun is so harsh, so strong. The sunglasses really helped. I think we felt hot pretty fast because the hot sun makes the car like
An
oven glass house. And so we kind of took off warm wear, and I was wearing t-shirt. I don't remember what all you.
I was wearing my thermals and sweater.
Yeah, but you kind of took off the jacket,
Yeah,
and
I took off my jacket.
So then from Baralachla, actually, what I remember is we got down to, I think it was Sissu, and we chose not to stop there for
Yeah.
food. I think we reached there at 11ish.
I was feeling nauseous that I didn't want to eat, but actually eating there would have probably helped
would have
me.
helped. Yeah, I think you are starting to. You didn't tell yet that you are nauseous. You are starting to feel. But so we crossed Sissu. We didn't stop. There were places which said restroom and food.
Welcome to. Then there's some points, cafes.
Right. And Sissu was pretty decent. And then after that also there was one or two places. We didn't stop. Then the Sissu plains, there's a flat valley with a flat land, and there were a lot of tents.
Yeah.
People would live in tents on the river side. There's a very nice valley with river and tents.
And the stream is so clear. You can see the rocks underneath, and it's freezing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we put our, it's so after Sissu actually, then we kind of started climbing up. And then we I read something Silgata loops, and I had seen that on YouTube, and I thought, okay, this is, everybody talks about it, so we'll see it. But that was actually quite difficult. 21 loops, but it's not because of the loops that
it's because of the road and the cars coming both ways.
Yeah, let me reflect and deconstruct what made it difficult. The route as such was fine, and I was using in the car, there's the D drive mode. There is also 3, 2 and L, where it uses 3 gears, 2 gears, or just first gear. And so I was able to use some of those things and make great progress. Initially the loops were all empty, and I said, oh, this is great, this is like a mud trail, and I'm enjoying it. The roads are narrow that 2 vehicles cannot comfortably pass. So
one has to stop for the other.
If 2 are coming, then one has to choose to stop in a wide enough place that the other can cross. So it is fine. I think I crossed 18 or 19 loops, and
without trouble.
It goes up and up and up and up and up. It's tiring. I started feeling a little pain in my neck because it's intense. It's really like a go-kart mode. But there's also adrenaline rush, and you are excited. But after that, there's a whole set of cars started coming from the other side.
And trucks.
It's like somebody let loose some group, and then they started coming. Cars were largely fine. Particularly cars that are local to Ladakh. They are very good drivers and very sensible. They're fine, they're great, they're very gentle, and
they know this area, they go by you.
Yeah, and they are also considerate.
Yeah.
So that are fine. Some of the local trucks are also fine, but some of the really commercial trucks, they were quite something else. They would come down. Actually, you should give precedence to drivers going up. Now they would come down at great speed and not stop at all. and it is like they'll knock
It's a
you off
nightmare.
they'll knock you off the road, or something like that, which is uncomfortable, frankly, at that. Now they probably have great familiarity with this route, and they think that we tourists are slow, which may be true actually, but that made the process difficult.
This behavior
In
was
the
hard
in the
to deal
Gatalot
with.
itself, there was very scenic points and so on. We stopped just at 1 or 2 points to take some pictures, but otherwise that made it quite stressful. So once we came down from the Gatalop and went actually a little bit further, then there came a small settlement called Whiskey Nala. So then we could not take it anymore, so we stopped there, and then we went inside a tent. The local people set this up for these summer months,
So
for
these
5-6 months.
nomadic people, they in the summer months for 4-5 months, they make these little settlements for tourists, etc.
Yeah.
for to stop.
Yeah.
And then they go back to their village at the end of it.
Yeah. So this person was from Sokar, which is actually a very famous lake, and so they set up there, and so they provided us what they said there is rajma chawal and Maggi and aloo paratha and all. And
paratha,
initially,
onion
I think I said rajma chawal.
Yeah.
If
Thankfully, another
biker
helped us clarify the situation. He had tried all the options and told us that the aloo paratha with a char was our best bet.
Right. So we tried that and ate that.
We
and
enjoyed it.
And Baruni, you did not really eat much, and I think later you said that you were feeling nauseous. So then we measured oxygen, and it was lower and lower. I think
Dipped down into the lower 70s.
we measured so many times, but I think for you the lowest was
71.
and for me it was 74. I had 71 time.
74.
Okay, I don't remember.
Maybe 70 to 74.
Yeah, like that it kept. But I did not actually feel any symptom. You
I
felt
was
nauseous.
feeling uncomfortable.
You were feeling uncomfortable. So for a little bit, you tried using that oxygen
I
also.
tried
How did
the
it feel?
Oxy 99. So there's like this metallic kind of feeling. For a short time after that, you feel better. But then once you stop using it a little, then the uncomfortable comes back. Like the feeling.
So I think you took the oxygen puffs, and after that, your reading shot up by 10.
Yeah, but then after that, if I waited
came
for
down.
a few minutes, then it comes down, and then I would
Then
feel
you refined how you take it. You took what did you do?
made
Like
it
you
a
did
flute.
a different style you did, and then it
Yeah.
worked better. What was it? Tell more.
So I made it kind of like a flute, and then instead of puffing it and then inhaling, I just inhaled the puff and then waited. That's it.
Oh, and why did you wait?
So when I was inhaling it, I didn't want anything to escape, so I would just hold it there. So that I make sure the connection is like a vacuum. And then when I couldn't hold it any longer, I'd move it and exhale.
Okay. So it went into your lungs also. Okay.
But it didn't really help that much in the long run.
It really did not make that big
No.
difference. Somehow
My oxygen levels were going up, but I didn't feel better.
your feeling was not better.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because the measurement was better. But
Yes.
then you kept on feeling a little sleepy, and you slept off. And so since you were sleeping off, we crossed some of the other chai points and other places. We didn't stop there.
However, when I was awake, I remember we kept passing through, not valleys really, in the mountain. And there were these natural rocks that looked so man-made, like pyramids that were made completely out of rock, not touch. And then it looked like someone had chiseled out the top of a mountain, etc.
Yeah. And things that really looked not from this planet. I think it was
alien.
Once we had this food, then we went towards a place called Pang.
Yeah.
And actually today I think we crossed 3 or 4 very high passes. So we went towards Pang, and after we came out of Pang, we entered a place called More Plains, and it was flat land, beautiful flat
yellow,
land,
greens,
and
blue
the colors
sky.
were like as if painted. And then there were huge walls, and then as if people have put masks there, triangles there, so on. that is like Mars.
Yeah, that was out of this world.
It was really out of this world. I mean, of course, there were colors and snow and so on everywhere. But snow-clad mountains are common around the world.
Yeah.
This kind of look of...
You can only get here in Ladakh.
Yeah, it may be very, very uncommon. So that was really something. And I really, what I felt, I really wanted to stop and savor that. But then we would have gotten late. It would have gotten dark, so we had to keep going. And I was telling myself that now I am learning everything. On the way back, I know where to stop.
Yeah, so then we can get the best views while we're
Yeah.
at India. We stopped at this very high pass, Tanglong Le Pass.
Yeah, so we did not stop anywhere, but one pass we stopped for a very brief time.
Yeah.
It was Tanglangla,
Yeah.
which was probably the last but one
7,000,
pass. It said the 12th highest in the world.
Huh.
It was 17,500.
480, 500.
484. I mean, you remember
Something,
numbers.
I don't
And it was windy and so on. But it's probably higher
Best to
than...
not stop.
It's probably higher than several continents. I mean, I do not know the highest point in Europe, but it probably is higher than that. So it really felt like these are very special places, and they had a feel about
The serenity is something to just like absorb.
Yeah. So that was great. Then I think after that we started seeing a different kind of color as we have started approaching Leh. I mean, it was not Leh. What was it? Karu and
Karu, the military base kind of feel.
much before that.
Before?
We after Moreh Plains again we came out somewhere. I'm not remembering after Debring and all. So then the hills were different. At one time we stopped and went into a stream. And put our hand into the water, and it was so
freezing.
It was glacial melt.
Yeah.
It was so freezing cold, and
but
so
the water was so clear and pretty.
you could just put a cup and drink it.
Straight.
And then after some time, after 500 meters, we saw another group of people where they were kind of probably letting their kids urinate and all that. And Baruni said it's so great that we touch the water upstream.
Yeah, that was thankful.
That was funny. Yeah, those. I mean, I think we can think about every scenario we saw and still miss remembering many of the things, all the different things. What was it you said about the grass? Like there are clumps of grass which were very.
It looked like the grass was taking over the area, like bits of infection.
Very different grass, right?
Yeah, it was like tiny clumps, and they were so dense and it's somewhat yellow, so it was kind of gradient.
Yeah.
It was very unique.
Yeah.
And we saw the Indus River as we were approaching Leh. That was very nice.
You pointed out, and at one point, the river shows up, and it's very.
And then it just disappears behind our house.
It is the color is like like your cushion on the sofa. It was some exquisite blue color.
And the trees, they receive so much sun.
Shimmering.
They like emeralds.
Yeah. It's everything is a visual delight. Of course, when you get out of the car, then it is windy, it is dusty. It was super dusty. I mean, we had washed the car yesterday, and yet it
was chalky.
Yeah, chalky is white. The car is white now. Our car is black.
Our car is a black Fortuner, and it could camouflage in the snow.
Yeah, and then I was stopping and just cleaning the glass and all that to be able to continue.
To be able to see.
It's so it's a different landscape. I mean, we have
never seen something
like this, and I do not think you will see unless you come to Ladakh. Ladakh is really different that way. Yesterday we were seeing all the greens before the Atal tunnel.
Yeah.
It was all green and fir trees and poplar and whatever tall trees, straight tall trees.
Green hills filled with grass.
Usually how picture postcard, right? And then you come out of the Atal tunnel on the other side and the greenery is gone. Like
only because it was summer, the greenery remained only a little consistent. But as soon as you came out, snow.
Yeah.
there was snow.
Yeah, and it is more like brown hills and all that.
Yeah.
And then yet today as we came, every 50 kilometers it's a different color. It's a
is.
completely different
really
look
is.
and feel, and we saw snow everywhere. But the colors were so pretty, the way the shapes were so pretty. Remember the place, it was like chiseled hill.
Yeah, like there was like a little reddish brown and then kind of like a darker.
Yeah.
And
So when you see those things, then snow and ice is boring.
yeah.
You don't even feel like going and jumping on the snow.
And anyways, right now since we've come in the summer, it's just glaciers, it's ice, not
Yeah.
even snow. There's nothing special.
Right.
But the sights are pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So although we started at 4:30, we reached here at 7:30.
And it was still daylight.
It was daylight. We reached at 7:30. It kind of makes it a 15-hour day, out of which 3 hours went
Wow.
waiting at the gate. So 12-hour travel. We had Maggie and the other food. So maybe 45 minutes went in those two. But still, it was a long drive.
Some little things we noticed were like the dogs.
Yeah.
The dogs here are very different. Their tails are fluff, their bodies
Bushy.
are fluff, and they are domineering, intimidating.
They take care of the full livestock.
Yeah.
In the morning, we ran across so many
Goats. Full
herds
herd.
of different herds of goats and sheep and so on. And their owners would take care of the clearing the road. But the dogs would be not bothered about that.
They
would be
would
going
jump
here
into
and
the
there on the
sides.
sides. They're only looking whether any of the sheep is
Fell
fallen down the
Is
hill.
it inside a hole?
All-
Well,
Yeah, and they're they're like boss. Their attitude is
I own this place. Where
Yeah.
are my sheep?
Yeah, and they look so
Powerful.
smart, powerful,
Yeah.
like lions. It's amazing. So different. How you are used to seeing street dogs. No street dog here is shabby. All of them are, they have a
They own this place.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
a right.
They are dominant.
And then as we were approaching Leh, the mountains, there were messages written like nation first.
Yeah,
the
a lot
army.
of army messages.
Yeah.
So actually, one place we saw on the wall, beautiful Buddhist message. We were wondering what that means.
Yeah, we were not able to understand the language. Maybe
Yeah,
Tibetan.
and there were a lot of tents and all there. It was a settlement. It was after.
It was previously.
Yeah, but it was.
Before.
But it looked very, very pretty. At many places we saw these tent complexes where people were mostly bikers were staying at these tent places, and it was very impressive how we saw bikers all
How
the
they do
time
that?
in the morning, evening. Most impressive, cyclist. People were cycling up this place. We were driving. We were inside a car, so comfortable, and yet we were thinking as if we had done something great. And these people are actually cycling
on these roads.
on this kind of mountain passes. There was a person walking as a hiker with his hiking
With
backpack. Oh my God! This is another level of ultra athleticism.
So then all these sites, and then we arrived in Leh, and
Yeah.
then we're in a hotel.
Yeah, so now actually in that way it is little bit of a downhill from here because Leh is very easy and
We're using this area to
just
acclimatize, to
acclimatize
staying a
and
few days,
rest.
2
Then
days.
when we go to Nubra also it is a lower. It's not challenging terrain. It's
Yeah.
going to be easy.
Easier.
By that time we'll get used to. So when we go to Pangong, when we go to
Sumuri,
Hanle and those places, then we'll be better
Valley.
prepared. But I wonder whether anything will be equaling our experience today. So many passes. One
Some
after another
wildlife
after another.
also.
We saw some rodent running across the
Yeah.
road. I kept on looking for marmots, didn't see them. There could have been fox and so on, but I could not tell whether it's fox or
Yeah.
dog because it's far.
They were far away.
It's summer, so you may not see those. We also see some cultivation. People were
Yes,
doing cultivation.
people, when we got closer to Leh only,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
only near the big cities, people do this so
Do
they can buy
cultivation.
crops and
Right,
water.
Right. So yeah, so if there was one thing that you will remember from this day, what is that?
You go first.
I go first, okay. So if there is one thing that I will remember about today, it is really about the amazing skills that the local drivers have, where they are able to really go in very less powerful cars at great speed and successfully without inconveniencing anybody else. I have developed a great amount of respect for the Ladakhi drivers, Ladakhi people, Ladakhi drivers. They have amazing skill. That's the one thing I will.
This might not be as in depth as yours, but I really like the pyramid things.
You really like the
Yeah.
pyramid things, yeah.
Like it looked like we were in Egypt.
Yeah, you said
Like
so.
they
You
were
said it's like in
so
Egypt. Yeah.
Geometrical.
Yeah, as if somebody made
them.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow we will be able to rest and chill and recover. But I will remember this day for a long time.
For a long day. Today was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So I think we should call it a day and maybe try to get some sleep and so on. It's already 10:15, and having woken up both you and me
At
4 a.m. and not, still on our feet.
It was a time.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. You are a great boss and co-passenger and navigator, and so many times you have helped me with so many things, because I'd be driving.
Baba is a great.
I'd be driving and then you would look at the phone and check on the route and check on the. I remember how you were reading out, like, in the map there are a couple of jiggly things which mean mountain passes, which means a high pass, difficult terrain. Then you said then it goes flat. Then you said there is a hotel. Or none is hotel. It's
Baba
just
is
small
actually a
things.
very great driver for being able to drive such long stretches.
Yeah, with you as a accompaniment, I
slept most
I
of
would
the
also
time.
gladly drive on Mars. Yeah, great. Thank you, and we'll enjoy the rest of the trip.